We begin in South Africa, where election results point to heavy losses for the ruling African National Congress. The final results are not expected until later today, maybe even tomorrow. But the ANC has already conceded defeat in one major city. It's the ANC's biggest electoral setback since coming to power over 2 decades ago. In Port Elizabeth, that's in the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality area, it looks like they've been beaten by the Democratic Alliance Party by around 6%. And it appears to be tied with the Democratic Alliance in Johannesburg. The ANC also looks like it's losing out in Tshwane. That includes the city of Pretoria, but in both cities, all the votes have not yet been counted. Tania Page joins us now live from Pretoria, and of course all eyes on that area and Johannesburg. Tania, what's the latest you're hearing?
Absolutely. Well, the latest is that those numbers really have hardly changed at all. In fact, at the moment, the parties are still only less than a percentage point apart in Tshwane, which includes the city of Pretoria, where we are now, and in Johannesburg. I'm told by officials here that the reason it's taking so long is that because these are so hotly contested, and because, of course, it looks like it is going to go down right down to the wire, there are lots of challenges being laid here at the counting centre, because this is where those results need to be verified before they're posted online and posted on the board. So there are still lots of anxious party leaders looking at those screens. A little chair behind me, that's for the Democratic Alliance leader Mmusi Maimane, who's just arrived here at the counting centre. Positive, optimistic, but also quite cautious. He knows there's still a lot hanging in the balance. Earlier, the African National Congress's Deputy President and Deputy President of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa, was here. He trying to put a positive spin on it, saying, look, 54% majority, that's the kind of majority a governing party anywhere in the world would only dream of and could be pleased of. Of course, he also quite sobered by the numbers, but saying, look, there's still a little way to go. They are trying to take it all in their strides, if you like. And he said, look, I know there's a perception that the ANC is an arrogant party, that it's not listening, but he wanted to say we are listening to the voters, those who vote for us and those who vote against us, and we're looking to improve how we do what we do.
Yeah, so has the ANC given any indication as to how it's going to show that it is listening to the people?
Not at this point. They've been very cautious in giving comment, largely because, especially in those 2 key metropolitan areas, we still just don't know which way they're going to go. It looks like, I mean, they're going to basically not have any choice, because it's possible that in some places they'll have to govern in coalition, which is completely new ground for the ANC and for South African politics. And here the 3rd biggest party is the Economic Freedom Fighters. They have completely ruled out going into coalition with the governing ANC. However, they're looking tempted towards the Democratic Alliance. So this kind of cooperative style of governance is quite new to the ANC, and so it's going to be a learning process for them and all the other parties, and will perhaps continue to shape South African politics for many years to come.
Yeah, given these results, what pressure is there now going to be on the President Jacob Zuma from within the ANC for him to step aside and be the fall guy?
Sure. Well, this is the $64 million question, if you like. I mean, for the last 6 or 7 months, the President Jacob Zuma has been embroiled in scandal and controversy. Going back to December, he went through 3 finance ministers in less than a week. The rand currency tumbled. There was that constitutional court hearing against him. Another one involving spy tapes, which could see the resurrection of more than 700 corruption charges against the president back in court. So an enormous amount of pressure, and all the way the governing party has been standing by the president. And for any movement to happen on that, it has to come from the ANC branches. So it is not something that would be very reactive. It would be something that the party would go to its basis for. So really the next thing to look out for is at the end of next year, when the ANC will have an elective conference. And I'm sure, given this result in particular, there is momentum building, and certainly an intensification of the debate over the president's future will be happening behind closed doors, of course.
OK, Tania, looks like it could be another long night for you. We'll be staying with you, of course, to get those final results.